your schedule.
Oh man, that first 30 seconds, that guitar riff and the driving bass from Dennis Dunaway, one of the greatest moments in rock. And that guy is sitting beside me. You see his initials scratched into that famous album cover, the double D, Dennis Dunaway, co-writer in that song too. Welcome to Morning Live, Dennis Dunaway, founder of the Alice Cooper Group.
It's me. I'm here.
And you're on stage tonight at the Casbah in Hamilton with your new group, Blue Coupe.
Yeah, Blue Coupe with Joe and Albert Burchard from formerly of Blue Oyster Cult.
Right. So there'll be more cowbell?
Definitely more cowbell.
That's actually one of your songs.
We even wrote a song called More Cowbell.
I know you did. Yeah.
So, and we recorded it in Hamilton.
I got to meet you at the Hamilton Museum. Actually, you visited a number of times. I met you about 10 years ago at the Hamilton Music Awards.
And that was a great event.
Oh, yeah, it certainly was, but it's a long overdue visit on Morning Live. I want to ask you about School's Out, because you were a co-writer in that song. There's actually a famous lyric in the song that was yours.
Yeah, well, it was by default mine, I guess. We had written the song and we really felt that it was a hit, you know, while we were writing it. So usually it's like, oh, I don't know, and then it becomes a hit. But this one, we go, oh, this is a hit. And so Bob Ezrin, our producer, came into the room with just the band.
Canadian Bob Ezrin.
Canadian Bob Ezrin, yes. And he had the legal pad and a pencil and says, okay, this is going to be the song, so let's nail down these lyrics. So the band went through line for line, and then we got hung up on this one. We couldn't come up with anything. He said, we're bogging down. Let's finish the song, come back to this. So we finished the song. When we came back to that line, we're like, every idea just kept getting dumber and dumber, you know. And so finally I said, wait a minute, we're the kids in the back of the class. We can't even think of a word that rhymes. And Bob goes, oh yeah, the light bulb goes on, he writes it.
That was
done.
yours.
That was the last thing that we did on the song.
And you guys were, your instincts were right, because that was such a huge hit. It became such an anthem, still is today.
It's been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Sadly, the first time I heard it, I was going to summer school.
Yeah, that's, oh man.
That ain't right.
That ain't right at all.
There's another song that you wrote that I consider one of the best rock songs ever, Under My Wheels.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a funny story about that, as you tried to pitch the song.
Oh, right. Well, we had in the Alice Cooper group, Glenn Buxton, the late Glenn Buxton,
yeah.
who had the attitude, a very W.C. Fields kind of a thing. And he used to say all the way when we were in high school and we were a band, you know, we don't do sappy girl songs. And so now I go, hey, because I needed him to learn the guitar part so that I could sing it and present it to the band at rehearsal, right? So, Glenn, just learn this guitar part. It's about a guy that gets a car and he goes to pick up this girl and he goes, oh, no girl songs. Like, no, but he accidentally runs over her. He's like, oh, okay.
Because you guys were very counterculture. That's why you're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because it's all about influence. And the Alice Cooper Group influenced so many heavy metal, rock, and punk groups. But you were really the first theatrical, you brought theater to rock and roll.
Right. Alice and I met, Alice was 16 and I was 17. And we ran long distance in high school. And he was a freshman when I was a sophomore. And so it was this skinny little kid that became my friend because we were in art class.
Yeah, he actually talks about you in his documentary. There's a little snippet. We'll just roll the B-roll, but he talks about his best friend, Dennis Dunaway, is how the Alice Cooper story started.
We're still best friends. But so in art class, we decided we wanted to start a band, but we wanted to do artistic ideas, and that led to the theatrics.
We got your high school picture coming up in a second here.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There's a flag. Oh, there!
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Before the rock star shades.
Oh, there you go. That's the Fabian wannabe hairdo there.
And there you are with Vince Fournier before he became Alice Cooper.
Art class, Cortez High School, Phoenix, Arizona, probably 64 or 65.
Wow. Flashing forward decades later, you're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What was that day like?
Oh,
that
man.
show.
It was
what a pinch me
really
moment.
one of the landmark, the greatest days ever. It was Darlene Love was inducted. All of these great artists were inducted, but the morning started with a rehearsal. This happened at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City in the Grand Ballroom. And so it's rehearsal. So I find myself, before coffee even, I'm on stage with the Paul Schaefer Orchestra, Elton John, Bette Midler, Darlene Love, and all of these amazing musicians. And we're singing Da Do Ron Ron. And my feet didn't hit the ground for a month after that. It was just, I'm getting chills just talking about it.
I bet. Well, it's a well-deserved entry. And, I was mentioning in the green room, beside all the theatrics of the Alice Cooper thing, you guys are just a damn good band with damn good rock and roll. A lot of those songs written by you. But we got to talk about the future and tonight, because Blue Coupe, as mentioned off the top, in members of Blue Oyster Cult, so Blue Coupe. And it's a great show. It's tonight at the Casbah. Welcome back to Hamilton.
We're ready to rock, and so it's Blue Coupe, which is Joe and Albert Bouchard, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
And we also have Tish and Snooky of Manic Panic, the Belomo sisters. And they bring all kinds of pizzazz, not just their incredible voices, but their pizzazz.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like Technicolor.
Okay, well, in Technicolor, Dennis Dunaway tonight with Blue Coupe, and we'll get some morning live viewers there too. There will be lots of people checking it out tonight. More information at chch.com. Dennis Dunaway, I told you we'd run out of time to talk all morning. We got to talk to Shelley.